Have you ever witnessed trauma leaving the body of somebody doing myofascial release?
Let it go. It's your chance to get it out. It's all stuck right here. Back to the time when you're stuck in the closet. We're just going to go there and visit. This is anger.
Yeah, it makes me want to fight you.
Yeah. That is. Let go now.
Like I want to fight you.
Let it go. Let it go.
What if I were to tell you that your body is comprised of a liquid crystalline matrix made of fiber optic material that can transmit light that emerges from within in the form of biophotons or environmental light, and that there are ways that you can manipulate this tissue in a way that actually causes for a trauma that you held on to since, say, childhood to reemerge as if it's happening right now, like you are traveling back into time and all the hormones, the entire experience is relived in the present tense, so you can go back in, face it with a new kind of vigor and maybe bravery in order to breathe through it, process it, and learn the lessons of it in a way that you can heal trauma that happened way back then because it's held in your body now. Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? Bessel van der Kolk's book, The Body Keeps the Score, is literally the best title that you could come up with to show what your enigmatic and mysterious human body is doing for you in this incarnation. It's not letting you forget of the core growth lessons that you gained and that you froze inside your body when you were a little child, whether that be due to neglecting parents, abusive parents, some kind of illness, some embarrassment on the schoolyard, but whatever it might be, these are lessons you were meant to face, embody, and come to some kind of balanced expression from within you so you can move forward and help others relieve some of their trauma. This is a healing response that could become global and viral, and in many ways that's exactly what I'm calling upon right now. That's the purpose of this video. So I'm going to give you a bunch of instances and a bunch of examples of exactly how this can emerge in a very natural and grassroots type of way that doesn't need to be hierarchical. But there is one catch to this, that accessing these moments, reliving them, they can be very painful, and this is why most people are not doing it. Now consider why you drench your body in caffeine every morning. Consider why you take uppers for energy, downers for sleep. Consider why maybe you don't go out and jog or exercise or involve yourself in some kinds of risky activities, behaviors that cause your body to really move themselves in unique and diverse ways. Consider why you don't use your voice or your body in creative ways, musically, where that creative impulse can just blossom and express itself without the fear of being judged by the outside world. Consider the fact that what most of these inhibitions inside of us towards going out and experiencing the world at large are really coming from traumas and lessons that you refused to experience back in the day, you held on to for a later date, but as you've grown, as you've become more mature, as you've become more capable of actually facing those kinds of experiences, you don't. You never allow yourself the stillness, and the contemplative exercises that would allow for these moments to reemerge so you can go back through the pain, breathe through it, and then remind yourself that in the face of all this pain, all this disarray and confusion, you're still okay. Not only just okay, but actually what is emerging on the other side of that pain is a gift that is necessary for the evolution of consciousness for the entire world. Most of us avoid stillness. We'll sit down for meditation and then 15 minutes later we're like, I can't get a comfortable seated pose. There's something to be learned from that. It's just too boring. It's excruciatingly boring. Right. That's usually the moment right before the stillness allows for that inner child to reemerge. And we separate ourselves from them, we judge them, and we make sure that somewhere this schism inside tells ourselves, I will never be like that. I will never lose control. When in fact, what that is doing is that setting up such a firm boundary between us and the healing that we need to experience. We are actually creating our own military-industrial complex to go to war against anything that allows for that inner child to stir again. It's unfortunate, and I know you must feel the resonance of this. So let's start getting down to the root of how this expresses itself in our society and how we can come to acknowledge that this is something that we are actually dealing with bigger than COVID. This is the real epidemic that we are facing. People not willing to heal.